Everything is happening very fast, and this could be one of the most crucial moments for our team in years. There's tension, there's urgency, and every decision made now could shape not only the next season, but the entire future of this franchise. We've seen this team go through highs and lows, and now we're facing a moment that demands clarity, bold decisions, and the right leadership. So let's analyze all of this, because what's happening behind the scenes right now is bigger than just filling a vacancy. It's about setting the tone for everything that comes next. But first, click the like button so you don't miss any updates. The search for a new head coach for the Cleveland Browns has reached a dramatic climax, with high-stakes negotiations unfolding in real time. Late Monday afternoon, Nate Scheelhaase was immersed in his second marathon interview with the Browns, an interview that reportedly began in the morning and had already lasted more than 7 hours. This is no routine evaluation process. Cleveland is treating this as the crucial decision of the offseason, conducting what several experts have described as the most extensive and intense interview process of any team with an open position. We're talking personality tests, detailed essays, follow-up interviews. This is no ordinary head coach search. Nate Scheelhaase is currently seen as one of 2 finalists for the job, alongside defensive coordinator Jim Schwartz. And while Schwartz brings stability and credibility, especially after leading one of the NFL's best defenses for the past 3 seasons, Scheelhaase represents the bold, offense-focused gamble that could shape the Browns' identity for years to come. At just 35 years old, Scheelhaase already has experience as an offensive coordinator under Matt Campbell at Iowa State, and is integrated into Sean McVay's system, arguably the most innovative offensive architecture in American football. The idea of a young quarterback-focused coach leading the Browns is clearly appealing to Cleveland's front office. But just as this crucial interview was taking place, a bombshell announcement emerged. The Buffalo Bills scheduled an interview with Scheelhaase for the same night. The timing wasn't mere coincidence. According to Adam Schefter, it wasn't just a scheduling coincidence, it was a masterstroke, likely orchestrated by Scheelhaase's agent. The message to Cleveland was clear. If they want him, they'd better act now before he joins another team. And that's where things get complicated. The Browns now face a strategic dilemma. Should they maintain their methodical process, evaluating all angles, regardless of the pressure? Or will they respond to this time-pressuring scenario and hire now to prevent Buffalo from stealing their top prospect? Make no mistake, this is a pivotal moment for the front office. Meanwhile, the implications for Jim Schwartz are equally intriguing. He's already been interviewed twice, helped build the backbone of this team, and earned the respect of the locker room. If Scheelhaase is hired, ideally Schwartz would remain as defensive coordinator. But would he be content to be passed over after such a dominant season? Or would he seek another opportunity, possibly even in Buffalo, which also needs reinforcements on its coaching staff and has shown interest in the same group of candidates? Cleveland's hope is to find the perfect balance, hire Scheelhaase as head coach while keeping Schwartz with a significant salary increase so he continues to lead this elite defense. Honestly, this scenario could represent the best of both worlds. A dynamic offensive mind guiding the team toward the future while preserving the defensive foundation that carried them to 2023. The shadow of Kevin Stefanski also looms over this decision. We can't forget that Stefanski led the team to the playoffs but failed to effectively develop a quarterback. Even Baker Mayfield, who showed flashes of talent to be a franchise player, ended up distancing himself from Stefanski, criticizing his communication and offensive leadership. That's why the organization is prioritizing signing a quarterback this time. Someone who can nurture talent, develop an identity, and create sustainable offensive production. Scheelhaase fulfills all these requirements. He has played the position, learned from some of the best offensive minds in the league, and is young enough to bring a fresh perspective. Combining his performance with an experienced coordinator like Schwartz could give the Browns one of the most complete coaching staffs in the NFL. And there's even more intrigue surrounding Grant Udinsky, who unexpectedly withdrew his name from the race. This was a shocking turn of events, considering he was seen as one of the leading candidates. But instead of pursuing the head coaching job in Cleveland, he chose to remain in Jacksonville as an offensive coordinator without decision-making power over plays, supposedly for a higher salary. His withdrawal left a bitter taste, especially since he is still in contention for the job with the Bills, indicating that his problem wasn't the job itself, but rather the Browns. Whether due to financial issues, fit issues, or simply a strategic move to avoid a team that wasn't fully convinced of his potential, the message was clear. Previously, he won the hearts of Browns fans. He was one of the top fan vote-getters and now becomes the first Browns quarterback to be named to the Pro Bowl since Derek Anderson in 2008. Think about that. Does this mean Sanders is the franchise quarterback? Not necessarily, but it does mean he deserves another chance. At the very least, the next coach needs to be someone capable of developing his skills or molding the next quarterback into the star this franchise so desperately needs. That's why so much depends on the decision Cleveland is about to make. So Browns fans, what do you think? Should the Browns secure Nate Scheelhause's stay before the Bills make an offer, or opt for a safer route and promote Jim Schwartz to head coach? Leave your comments on this situation. All right, let's pick up where we left off. If the Browns decide to hire Nate Scheelhause as their head coach, they won't just be hiring any name. They'll be making a statement about the direction of the franchise. It's about identity. It's about choosing the bold over the safe, innovation over tradition. And in today's NFL, that decision could define the entire decade. Let's be realistic. Cleveland has spent many years on the wrong side of this decision. The conservative approach hasn't worked. It's given us glimpses of hope, maybe a playoff appearance here and there, but no real consistency. With Scheelhause, they would be betting on someone who could grow with the team, evolve with the modern game, and finally create an offense as dangerous as the defense already is under Jim Schwartz. But all of this depends on the Browns being able to keep Schwartz, and whether Schwartz would even want to stay in a scenario where he would be passed over in favor of a 35-year-old coach with no head coaching experience. It's not easy to swallow. He's earned respect. He's earned credibility. And frankly, he's earned the right to be a head coach again somewhere. If not here, Buffalo could be his next destination, especially with the Bills now eyeing the same candidates. That's why timing is crucial. If the Browns believe Scheelhause is the right guy, they can't hesitate. Not only could they lose him to Buffalo, but they also risk alienating Schwartz if they mess up or appear indecisive. It's a tightrope walk. But again, this is the most important decision they've had to make since drafting Myles Garrett. And it's not just about the coach. This decision also has repercussions for the quarterback situation. Selecting Shedeur Sanders for the Pro Bowl may not make him the starter from day one next season. But it's a sign that he has potential that needs to be nurtured, and who better to do that than a coach who has dedicated his entire life to quarterback development? Scheelhause is that guy. He played that position. He worked on systems designed to leverage quarterbacks. He knows how to build an offense that fits a player's strengths. Compare that to the Stefanski era, where every quarterback seemed like a piece of wood in a round hole. The schemes didn't work. The play calls were rigid. Communication failed. We had Baker Mayfield, who gave his all for this team, openly criticizing how he was treated, not just for being benched or traded, but because he felt abandoned. He didn't even get a call after being traded. That's not how you build a winning culture. Cleveland can't afford to repeat those mistakes. They need a coach who understands quarterbacks, not just in theory, but in practice. And if they truly believe Scheelhause is that guy, then don't wait. Don't let another franchise sign him while we're still evaluating options. And let's talk about this process, because this hasn't been casual at all. These interviews have been long, in-depth and exhaustive. Personality tests, essays, detailed strategic analyses. Adam Schefter, Mary Kay Cabot, Tom Pelissero, they all confirmed it. Cleveland is excelling, which is great. Many times in the past, this team made hasty decisions. Now they are dedicated, they are being thorough, that's progress. But thorough doesn't mean paralyzed. At some point, you need to make a decision and live with it. The fact that Shalehouse's interview lasted almost 8 hours shows how committed both sides are. And now that the Bills are trying to get into the race, the urgency has increased even more. Here's what I think. If Shalhouse went through this marathon second interview and still impressed, that should be enough. Hire him, give him the job, and make Jim Schwartz the highest-paid defensive coordinator in football. Show them both how much they are valued and assemble a coaching staff ready to win now. Because, let's be honest, this roster wasn't built for a 5-year rebuild. This team has the talent to contend for the title. Myles Garrett is at the peak of his career. The defense is elite. There are pieces on offense that can work in the right system. All that's missing is the right mind to bring it all together. And as for Shedeur Sanders, look, being selected for the Pro Bowl as a rookie quarterback, even as a replacement, isn't something to ignore. This guy came onto the field when the situation was complicated, when expectations were low, and played with great confidence. He made mistakes, of course, but he also made important plays. He brought energy, and the fans responded. He was one of the quarterbacks with the most votes. That says a lot. There's no guarantee that he will be. The offensive structure is all interconnected, and everything is happening now. It's not time to hesitate. It's time to act. So, Browns fans, I want to know your opinion. Should Cleveland bet everything on Nate Shalhouse and take this offensive leap? Or should they stick with what they already know and promote Jim Schwartz to head coach? Leave your comments below. And if you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe now. Click the like button and the video that's on your screen now for more Browns updates. The latest news and analysis you'll only find here firsthand.